Um, we'll wait for some others to start joining, and then we'll begin. Let me just plug these in the chat as well. Okay, Penguin, are we ready?
Yeah, we're good to go. We're already live, so...
Yep, and we're all in the lobby. Everything is set to go. That is all good. Okay, we're starting the stream now, and we will be beginning our random match. I say random, it just happens to be the last one of top 16, and then we'll move straight onto top 8 because for some reason one of the matches in the brackets took absolutely forever. So
did we ever find out why that was?
I don't know, like we never know because of the reasons why people take so long sometimes. This one must have taken about 15 minutes just to finish one match, but we're all a bit older, so we'll go straight into it this time. So just skip my go, and then we'll be into this will be the last match of top 16, and then we'll be going straight into top 8. So no long silences where me and Penguin have to ramble on for ages. So you can just stay tuned, and we'll go straight into top 8. So first off, we have Basilu against Grimwood. Grimwood we've both seen before.
Yeah.
Basilu I don't recognise.
No,
Not sure if I've seen him before.
I'm pretty sure it's a new name. I mean, he might have been in the tournament before, but I don't think I've seen him in top 16.
But French Ryu player, so there's always going to be some familiarity with Ryu at this level. And we've both played Grimwood before, so we're both very familiar with how they operate. But it'd be interesting to see if Basilu can handle Grimwood's going ham offense.
Yeah. You know what I don't want to see from Grimwood, and I've noticed this a lot of times when I've played him, wake up EXP.
Yeah, it's not a true invincible reversal.
Actually, I take that back. I don't so much want to see him stop. I want to see someone punish.
Yeah, punishing we say week and week over, and it's incredibly important to make the most damage out of your punishes at this point. It can basically win or break a match for you.
Yeah.
But we'll go straight into this. Basilu versus Grimwood 96. 96, I'm assuming, is the old date of birth in the username. But immediately goes with a crush counter. A bit more conservative than I would have thought from Grimwood. Usually they go a lot more aggressive than this, but I guess in a tournament setting you're always going to be a bit more wary of who your opponent is going to be, especially someone like Ryu, who a lot of people can play completely differently sometimes. I've met Ryus who have just gone completely rushed, and some Ryus who have been really good at zoning. So this one at least seems to be fairly good. There's the Wake Up EX Peach. Properly fulfills itself as the EX Peach comes out and Wake Up. It'll be very important for Basilu to get his meaties on point to stop those from coming out, really. And Ryu's meaties are fairly lenient anyway, I think, especially with the back heavy kick. But Grimwood gets another crush counter and gets the wingless straight off that. Not having too much trouble at the moment. Basilu's being really conservative at the moment, trying to zone her out with fireballs. But you can see him, he's doing some basic punishes here at least, so he knows, he seems to know at least what's safe and what's not. But does get caught with a clap, and here comes the 50-50. And this is something that Grimwood likes to do a lot, I've seen. He likes to, instead of taking one of the 50 or 50 options, he simply just jumps over and puts himself into the corner and goes for the reverse throw. You've seen it just there again. I think it might be a bit more beneficial for him to just take one of the two options for a 50-50 sometimes. Especially if you're jumping yourself into the corner and they tech, and then you're in big trouble.
It becomes a lot more obvious when you can do. When she jumps over you with the jump shot, it's very likely she's just going to go for a throw.
Yeah, especially if someone has good...
to guess than it is just to guess the regular mix-up.
Especially with Ryu, who has such good anti-air options, it's that's a bizarre super there.
Nice. I thought he was just going to jump out of it, but I respect the DP so much.
Yeah, that's a very good DP to have. Nice reaction DP, gets it right in there before the super comes out. Kind of bizarre super. I'm not sure if it was an execution error, but nice overhead to finish off the round. Plastic doing very well here. It's very solid. The fundamentals, nice, well-rounded. Fairly good in the offense. The only thing I've not really seen from him is the anti-airs. We did see an anti-air medium standing punch just there, but I haven't seen too many. And Grimwood is a Mika who does like to jump, as we've seen there, doing the jump cross-ups. Especially with Ryu, who can simply just jab any sort of cross-up attempts. I'd like to see more of those if Grimwood likes to jump over him a lot. But here we see the trademark clap, and this will go straight into the corner, and this will probably be a meaty. Yep, there's the meaty there. Wake up DP on super attempt, and that finishes off the match for Bazlu. But definitely not a bad option to go for there.
No, definitely not.
Especially since I don't think he's woken up DP pretty much the whole game, so it was bound to come out eventually, I think.
But you did say the jump short, cross up, he needs to stop doing it, and Bazlu got onto it.
Yeah, definitely.
Wins the game, and now I wonder, is he going to keep doing it?
Hopefully Bazlu would have recognised some of the habits, and you can definitely see some habits from Grimwood here. With the jumping and some of the follow-ups to the 50-50 situations that we've seen, jumping themselves into the corner and whatnot. But nice V reversal to get themselves out of trouble from Grimwood. And now it's Bazlu who finds himself in the corner, and he's doing all he can to try and fend off Grimwood here at the moment. There we see another jump up cross counter and cross up, and that's a nice DP from Bazlu, especially against someone who always tends to follow up after the cross up attempt, whether they block or not. Not really much hit confirm or anything going on there.
Oh, that was
nice. Nice meaty from Grimwood, and this should be enough to close off the round, just about. That EX command throw doing a ton of damage to finish off Bazlu, just about. And if Bazlu can defend himself against a lot of these jumping attempts, he should shut down a lot of Grimwood's offense here. But Grimwood also does like doing that body slam after the jump in to confuse the opponent sometimes. But it doesn't quite work when the other guy has a DP if Bazlu can pull those off. But doesn't look like he's doing too much in the way of anti-air still. But Grimwood really abusing the slide here, hit him about 3 times so far with it. But Bazlu fails his cross up and gets punished by a clap in response.
That was a bad choice. The slide.
And the EX shooting Peach comes straight out. But
I don't like
the life lead is too strong for
I
Bazlu.
really hate the jump short for the cross up, because if it fails, the worst thing that can happen is you get punished. But at the same time, even if it fails and you don't get punished, you've just put yourself in the corner for nothing. I really don't
absolutely.
like it at all.
I think at least if you're going to throw yourself in the corner, don't try a throw attempt, because they might cross counter you anyway. But it gets the V trigger to just get himself out of trouble, as he was on the verge of getting stunned there. We see the stun bar draining again from him. The EX Peach again. That seems to be his main method of defense, which I'm not sure either of us approve of so far.
Fair
But
enough, if you do it every once in a while, or if you're certain they can't meet you, maybe. But the constant use of it is really not efficient.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Basley just mistiming the meaty throw there. If he did have it, that would have been the round for him. But he does have a chance to finish off Grimwood right here. He does have super, can easily chip Grimwood out, but it's just about getting that first hit in to get that super. But goes for the EX Fireball instead of the super. An ill-timed dash in from Grimwood, I think. That finishes them off. But well done to Basley. Very solid play from Basley to fend off Grimwood there. I was expecting the super to chip them out, actually. But well done from both, and Basley will be the one progressing into the through the losers bracket in top 8. So that, as you can see, that should be our bracket top 8 completed, and we'll be moving straight on to the winners side of top 8, which the first of which being Senza versus Linky. Senza we've seen before, another Ryu, very solid.
Yeah, we saw.
I think they're Ultra Silver now, I think.
Well. Did Linky make... No. Linky made, I think, top 4 last week. Actually, no, I know. He finished there. He lost to Shadow Yori in Lucy's final.
Yeah, Shadow Yuri actually, interestingly, got knocked out before top 8 for the first time, I think, since they've been entering, yeah.
Wow.
If I can see, yeah, Shadow Yuri got knocked out by Grimwood actually before top 16 even. But it will be versus Linky here, and we'll move ourselves back, and this will be, well, this probably will be a classic Ken versus Ryu match between two French players actually, both Ultra Silver, Ryu and Ken. Should be interesting to see how this goes actually, because we've seen them both play, and they both play pretty much as you'd expect those characters to play. So it'll be interesting if they know the matchup between those two or not. So I think Penguin, once you move yourself down, and then we can officially start top 8 of this tournament. Remember, the guys, this is the EU Beginners and Intermediates tournament, and this is up to Ultra Silver only, so below Golds only, and these are the 8 remaining fighters left. We've had some knockouts so far of people who actually regularly make top 8, so this should be an interesting top 8. There's a few names which I don't recognize, so it's definitely not the same suspects every time. So both of the white costumes, Senza going against Linky. I believe this is Gutex's chosen colour for Ryu actually, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's the blue headband. I like the stupid yellow costume. It looks really dumb.
It's an all white game round this time. Training stage white, and both characters both in white costumes. But Senza and Linky both fairly experienced players in the Discord already, facing off against each other, which should be interesting. Linky actually the one happy to stay back and be patient and zone out, but that's not safe, and he'll get the target combo off that. Of course, Ken's target combo very important for his damage, going into the heavy Tatsu. Tries to go for a run punish, and if Senza's wise, he'll be neutral jumping a lot of those and punishing those, if not just punishing them directly.
Oh, that was nice.
Oh, nice AA jab, yeah, nice AA jab to beat out the dive kick, and that'll be a waste of meter from Linky. But there's the trademark DP after the jump in. So Linky will take a round off of Senza, and this is a fairly cagey match actually, more so than I think I expected. Especially Linky is a lot more aggressive.
10 combos, yeah.
Yeah. I think last week we saw Linky sort of fall short against Birdie Air Moons, who was extremely defensive and just managed to keep him out really well. So who knows? Maybe he's learned from that, not to go so ham on the offense all the time. Oh, that's unfortunately not hit confirmed. That heavy Tatsu. Something which I prefer to do as Ken actually when I have played him is to is to link the light punch from into the target combo because it's easy to hit confirm. It's extremely hard to hit confirm the back medium punch, I think, into the target combo. As we can see there, he went straight for the heavy tatsu, and unfortunately wasn't punished for him. But it'd be nice to see him do more of those in the next game.
Yeah.
So Linky will take one off of Senza, and remember these are first to two until we get to finals. So Linky just needs the one more to lock Senza into the losers bracket, but Senza still has the chance to bring it back if he can. And nice hit confirm from Linky to go into the heavy tatsu again. Corner carries them both back into neutral. Senza's doing a good job of using that jab area, actually, stopping from jumping in and stopping from dive kicking, most importantly, I think. Oh, just whiffs that combo. He tried to go for the crouching into the Shoryu there, but it didn't quite work out. I'd like to see him. Yeah, I'd like to see Senza use more DPs as anti-airs, actually, because does more damage, puts Senza into a dominant position, and it's, well, I'd like to think it sends a bit more of a message about jumping than jab AA does. But Senza now on the verge of getting knocked into losers. Yeah, definitely. And cross unders are, especially at this level, they tend to be very effective, especially if you're not expecting them, as a lot of people at this level aren't. But Linky being very liberal with his DPs, as you'd expect from a lot of Ken players, and he's doing a decent job of playing footsies, actually, just getting the odd hit confirm into the target combo, which again is a big source of Ken's damage. But they're both trying to poke each other out now, which is nice to see. Both of them just sort of going in neutral. And that was a nice sequence from Linky, gets Senza on low life, and then finishes off with a DP to anti-air. Senza's jump in, and that will knock Senza straight into the losers bracket, with Linky progressing through the winners. So well done from Linky. Nice solid performance there, actually.
Yeah, it got a lot better towards the end.
Yeah, definitely.
Shaky, but definitely improved. So up next is Hero to Zero and Quan 84.
Yeah, I don't recognise either of those names. Again, yeah, two new names in top 8. Actually, there's, to be honest, the rest of the top 8 I'm not sure I recognise, actually.
Van Dyke Brown, I think, is the only other guy I recognise.
Yeah, and Bazley we've just seen, who beat Grimwood, so that's another Ryu here in top 8. But they won't be facing off against Senza anytime soon, if ever. So Hero to Zero I can see is a Guile, Super Silver Guile. It's always fun to see a Guile here.
I like Guile play, yeah.
And another Mika, so this will be interesting.
Ooh.
I can't say Mika does very well in this matchup, so
no, she does not.
It should be interesting to see how Hero to Zero's patience goes.
Please don't jump. Whatever you do, don't jump. He's gonna throw a lot of sonic booms. Don't jump.
I think this matchup will just tend to go to whoever has the most patience, and I'm veering towards whoever's playing Guile in this. Saying
that, if Mika can get in, like with most characters, it starts to turn in her favour.
Yeah. Well, don't forget, Guile always has the invincible reversal, which turns a 50-50 into a 33-33-33. So it's always I think this is quite tough for Mika, actually. But if she can get in, then Guile is in trouble.
Yeah.
Especially if she gets the cross counter off a rash flash kick or something like that. So here we go. Hero to Zero, who was hoping he won't live up to his namesake. His Guile will be facing off against this Mika, going full intros here in the New Zealand stage. Blue versus yellow, Hero to Zero against Quan 84. And Hero to Zero walking forward here, not not happy to sit back. He's actually taking the fight to Quan. I'm not sure how good an idea that might be.
Hasn't thrown a single Sonic Boom yet.
I think he threw one at the beginning and then decided to walk in. Yeah, nice flash kick though to anti-air.
Straight away, stop jumping.
No, it doesn't make the use of that punish of that very punishable throw attempt.
He's walking back, but not throwing any booms. It's very,
yeah, I'd like to see more booms actually, but he's making it work with just footsies actually, which is nice to see. Nice V reversal from Hero to Zero to get himself out of trouble.
No,
I don't think we'll see many V triggers from Hero to Zero here. I think he's going to make the most of his V reversal.
If a Guile is just sitting there crouching, you do not jump at him ever.
But it'll be he's doing a really nice job of poking them out just with buttons actually. Very few booms, a lot less than we were expecting to see.
A very unique Guile. I've not seen a Guile like this before.
But it's definitely working. I like the use of buttons. I think he could punish a bit more. I think he could make a bit more use of his punishes into full damage, but he does seem to be happy to poke her out from range. But this is where he really gets tested, but maybe not. Whiffs the command throw. But another chance for Quan here, getting Hero to Zero straight into the corner. He's on the verge of stun here.
I didn't like that punish, but it doesn't matter. He still gets stunned.
Yeah, he did do an EX boom there. I'm not sure if that was intentional.
Yeah.
He boomed himself straight into the corner, but that would be Quan taking the round, and we see how dangerous it is for Hero to Zero once he does get in the corner against Quan. But it'll be interesting to see how willing Hero to Zero is to press a lot of buttons in neutral, because a lot of Mika's game plan does revolve around basically whiff punishing with the clap in that neutral space. But Hero to Zero is still doing quite well and just keeping her out with footsies. We're seeing a few more booms here, a few more than in the first round anyway. But Hero to Zero is actually being allowed to jump in on Quan pretty much for free. I'm not seeing much to stop it from Quan. Hero to Zero making a very liberal use of the jump back. So it does get caught by a clap into the V trigger mix up, but only gets a throw out of it so far. Ooh.
No.
Flash kicks himself into trouble.
He was doing so well, and then
for a second I thought it might be safe there, but just in range for the clap, which gets him a loss for the first game in this set.
I thought that flash kick was, I think what it was, obviously it was the down medium in the air that sort of delayed the timing on Mika going down. Unfortunate.
But Hero to Zero going forward again at the start of the round. Usually they're content to sit back right at the start and zone you out and get some free meter build and some free life lead potentially. But Hero to Zero having none of that, goes straight in, but getting punished for it quite badly because he's getting caught in the corner a lot by Quan. The double jump from Quan, extra tricky.
Oh, that was
and
ballsy.
Yeah, I was going to call it well timed, but it's I'm not sure how good the read was there, but it did work out for Hero to Zero, who does get caught in the corner now. And he has to be careful not to give up too much space here. I think he's doing quite well in not like completely walking back and giving up all of his space into the corner. But does get a V trigger off here. So he's opted not to go for the V reversal option here, goes straight into the V trigger, uses up all of his V meter and his booms, which don't seem to have done too much. But he did get the pressure up, and he does have the life lead now with Quan on the verge. And he jumped again, gets punished from another flash kick. We'll see from here on if Quan manages to learn from that and stop jumping in when Guile's crouching.
So obvious the minute you saw the Sonic Crash come out.
Yeah, extremely obvious.
You can slide underneath that as Mika. I know it doesn't look like it, but if you have a slide, I think Vega and Mika can both get underneath it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Mika is a bit harder because the slide is so slow, but still.
Yeah, Sim 2 very good at sliding on the jump ins as well.
Yeah. Nice one.
But Hero to Zero is being very liberal with his jumps now. He's spending a lot of time in the air. Jump back as well. He's jumping back to just avoid any sort of damage on the way back.
Odd technique that he goes for the stand short before the command throw. Usually I see most Mikas go for the jab. I guess whatever works.
I've seen them. I've seen Quan throw out a lot of claps, actually, a lot of unsafe claps into the block, which is a bit strange.
Oh no, he's gone for
Almost gets it, but does just about get the command throw.
He went for the reset as if he had more health. Don't think he knew he could have ended it. His anti-air is getting a bit better. I've seen quite a few of those crouch medium punches, and I think he's onto the fact here and Zero is jumping an incredible amount. Which is
and there we see, we've just seen another clap get blocked there. He's throwing a lot of those unsafe claps out.
That's like minus 27 on block.
And there another one, another unsafe clap. But Hero to Zero is doing a very good job of stopping Quan from jumping actually as well with those flash kicks. Now we can see those sonic booms in full force, and again tries to jump in, but luckily in the second jump Hero to Zero wasn't crouching.
He's not even trying to hit confirm with medium.
Yeah, there's no hit confirming going on here. I think we must have seen about seven blocked claps in that game. So all he needs to do is just hit confirm it. It's really that simple.
I really do think Hero to Zero needs to be throwing more booms, because he was throwing those booms and Quan kept jumping and he kept anti-airing. Yeah,
I can see. We'll see if they can take this this quick break in between rounds to figure out what they were doing wrong. And for Quan, what he was doing wrong a lot of the time was just jumping into the flash kick.
Yeah.
But see if Hero to Zero is going to be a bit more clever with his V skills. But gets himself in the corner straight away. Goes for the normal flash kick on the wake up, which is not invincible, we remember. But Quan here jumps himself into the corner actually, which is a bit strange. We saw the same from Grimwood actually just earlier. Again, going for raw claps again, and if those are blocked, you can be assured that Hero to Zero does punish. Does bait out the flash kick with a nice neutral jump, and that's a nice cross under with the V trigger. It's a nice setup to cross under Hero to Zero, and that will be a convincing round for Quan. And it'll be interesting if Hero to Zero can keep them out this time and not get himself into that tricky corner situation. Hero to Zero being very clever with his, a lot more clever with his V skill this time around. And again, being very liberal with these jumps. Quan not really doing much to challenge those.
There's the jab into command throw.
Yeah.
Again.
I think if Quan had some solid reads on some of those jumps with the wingless, then he could punish some of those jumps. But nice anti-air from Quan to get the stun actually. And this will be the clap into the mix-up, and he's on the verge of winning this, and he does go for the command throw there.
I feel like if you're playing against Mika guys, and if you think a command throw is going to kill you from the corner reset, I would always guess that they are going to command throw me. Yeah, that's usually the option they tend to take. But Quan will take this 2-1, so well done to Quan, with Hero to Zero being knocked down into the losers bracket. And Hero to Zero will later on face off against the winner of La Purge and Bazlu. Bazlu we saw just earlier in that top 16 match against Grimwood to knock them out. But for now we will be going to La Purge and Bazlu down into the losers bracket, where we'll be facing off to see who can progress and eventually make it back into those grand finals. Penguin, I'm being told that your mic is quite quiet at the moment. Yeah, I did see that comment, but I can't figure out what it is because my OBS settings are the same as they always have been.
Yeah. Do give us if the audio is a bit off or if anything goes on in the chat.
Apologize.
You are our eyes in the online verse.
I'll just have to try and talk louder into the mic.
Yeah, just put yourself. You've got your new filter there, so you can go as close as you want now.
So we are on losers now, so I need to update.
Yeah, it'll be La Purge versus Bazlu. La Purge has just made it into the lobby, just waiting for Bazlu to arrive. Purge, another Ryu. This could be a Ryu top 8 special.
Oh, please no.
But here we go. Bazlu, I think, has just made it into the lobby, so this will be a Ryu mirror, I think. So
3 Ryus in top 8, wow. I feel like we went from having no Ryus in this tournament, other than McNucks, and now we consistently have multiple Ryus every week.
Yeah, there has been an increase in Ryus I've seen, but I think before this week there has been a lot of character diversity in the top 8 so far, which is nice to see.
Do you know what we're not seeing in top 8 anymore? Alex. We used to have a lot of Alexes in top 8.
Yeah. You usually get a lot of Lauras as well, actually.
Yeah. The meta is changing for the beginner intermediate tournament.
Well, I'd say it's changing back rather.
Yeah.
Into the Ryu meta.
Everyone's figured it out.
Everyone's figured out if you're having trouble, just switch to Ryu.
I like
Don't actually do that.
I still really want to see like a Fang or a Rashid. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, we did. Well, if anyone remembers from last week, the winner was a birdie, actually, a very good birdie.
You're right, yeah.
So there is hope still. But old Ryu versus young Ryu here in this mirror match between Bazlu and Le Purge. It'd be interesting to see what style Le Purge brings. We have already seen Bazlu has a very well-rounded style. And Le Purge going straight in, jumps over the fireball. Nice read from Le Purge. Yeah, nice full punish. And you can see here Bazlu's that lack of anti-air is going to punish him here because he's not, and he's kept the DP out trouble eventually.
That save, doesn't seem to matter. Wow.
Yeah, we can definitely see a much more aggressive. He goes for a weird reset. I'm not sure if you can call that a reset really, but he goes for the EX Tatsu.
So Le Purge just run a bit of a train right there. Oh.
Yeah, we'll call it a custom reset.
Yeah.
Into the EX Tatsu. But we can see here the lack of anti-air. Oh, there is an anti-air DP actually, so Bazlu is watching out for them at least. Oh, no full punish from Bazlu there. That was a chance for some good damage.
Edge drops the punish as well. Not that time.
Some strange DPs coming out of Le Purge actually.
I feel like he did the light DP just on the off chance it did work.
And he does get the super off. I wasn't expecting him to hit that super off there, but there's a lot of recklessness, let's call it, coming from Le Purge's Ryu at the moment.
Caught Bazlu just pushing medium punch. But I don't think that would chip. Maybe.
I doubt it. I think the life was just about enough to withstand that, but it matters not anyways because Le Purge somehow managed to land that super. And I think Bazlu's the problem with Bazlu is he's trying to play just too straightforward and honest at this point. He's being caught out by a lot of stuff that you see that you've seen from Le Purge, but nice DP from Bazlu there, and nice DP as well. He's finally getting those anti-airs on point, but remains too close, gets thrown, and gets caught by, I think that's a frame trap. And he does need to be careful about his fireballs because Le Purge is extremely jump happy here.
Does get full punish that time off the back
and then does get thrown into the stun. And goes straight into the coffin. So Bazlu really struggling here with Le Purge's more reckless style, and Le Purge on the verge of knocking him out of losers and progressing through losers himself. And again, jumping over that fireball really needs to be careful.
I didn't like the option into the overhead, and that was a bit weird.
Bazlu really needs to be careful with the spacing and timing of his fireballs because they're getting jumped on every time.
Nice.
But gets him into the throw loop here. Ooh. And does get caught by the DP. Should have expected a DP by now. If Bazlu can somehow drop some of his combos and bait out those DPs, those cross counters could be really dangerous. But again the super. And somehow it lands again. I'm not sure what to think of these, to be honest, but this does leave Bazlu with full resources here.
Oh, the disrespect.
You took him out from here, and
he
can chip him out from here, but it would be a use of all of his super meter.
You could have pressed any of your heavy buttons if he loses this now off that. Oh no!
And punishing with the throw, that's quite risky actually, but does manages to get it anyway. Almost through the round through
that was a calamity of errors that round.
that was a lot of errors.
I think I could have had that at the end.
That was Le Purge really needs to I don't even know if he needs to, but he's obviously happy with throwing out a lot of these reckless wake up moves. But Bazzi's doing a lot. Yeah, nice jam anti-air GPs. I do approve of those. And the wake up jab from Bazzi. Both of them having, I think, a slight stutter there, but they'll both go back into neutral. And we'll see if that Paris does go for the jumping again. Should have expected that because he would have expected a fireball at that point. And Bazzi should have thrown a DP there to stop that from going in, but does get him into the throw. Just keeps him in the corner, and again jumping again. So jump happy at this point, but doesn't go for the super there. Would have been a good opportunity for a super to beat his fireball, but does lose out in the end to Le Purge. Very very, let's call it a reckless style.
Yeah, I was gonna say
just to be diplomatic here.
That works too.
But Le Purge does manage to make his way. A bit of a scramble, that really. Very fast, hectic, and like you said before, calamity of errors from both sides there.
Basley reporting that there was some lag, so unfortunate, but that does happen in online tournaments.
Yeah, and it doesn't help opponents being very reckless in the middle of lots of lag, but that is the nature of it. But well done from both Ryus. Bazu does get knocked out, and Le Purge progresses through. And then we will go into our last top 8 match before we go into the next round. And this will be the losers between Van Dyke Brown and Supan. Supan I haven't seen before. I think Van Dyke Brown is a Balrog, maybe?
Ooh, that we could.
Yes, we'll just.
Van Dyke Brown not in last week's top 8? I don't know why, I just recognise.
I don't think so. No, I don't recognise them from top 8 last week.
I've definitely seen them a lot more on the Discord, but I haven't been able to play them just yet.
Yeah. But we'll see who they are. Same to the lobby here. Van Dyke Brown coming into the lobby, just waiting on Supan to answer his invite. So just bear with us as we are now in the last match of this round, in top 8 in losers between Supan and Dyke Brown. And then we'll be going into the, let's see, we'll be continuing losers from here. We'll do centers match because that is the next numbered match here.
Right.
We'll go straight through losers and then make our way back up. We'll go according to the numbers in this bracket. But just waiting on Supan. It does take a while for them to make their way in sometimes. Someone from the chat is saying Supan is a Ryu, another Ryu. So that's. I think that's 4. Is that 4 in top 8 now?
Yeah. So we've got in top 8 still. Is that still 3 Ryus and a Ken?
Linky is a Ken, Quan is a Ryu, Heretizir is a Guile, La Purge is a Ryu, Senza is a Ryu, Supan, if they make it through, is also another Ryu.
So we have 4 Shotos in top 8. 5.
Yeah, so if you're a Ryu fan, you'll be rooting for Supan. If you're anyone else in the world, then you'll be rooting for Van Dyke Brown in this match.
All these glory hunters picking the best card in the game.
But we'll just wait. No, Quan is not Ryu. I do apologise.
Okay.
You are Mika, of course. I do remember.
So I know who I'm cheering for.
Yeah,
Cheering on this heroic Mika to beat the evil Shotos of Ryu and Ken.
Unfortunately, none of the resident Vegas could have made it in this tournament.
Oh yeah.
All of them not able to make it out, able to sign in actually into this tournament because of timings or something. But next week we should have our regular roster of Vegas. Fortunately for everyone involved.
I feel like Vegas have been a constant in top 8 for so long now. Even though it's only been like 3 weeks.
I'm doing a Momochi and just bring up a miniature army of Vegas. They actually we had in the Vega Discord we had the 3v3 tournament, and they brought together a Vega team in the Vega Discord and they managed to win the whole thing actually.
Did they win the 3v? Nice.
Yeah, they won the whole thing. There was a Skin Pendulum, Seal, and Masked Nobleman. All amazing Vegas in their own rights. And they had some tough teams as well. There's Diamond Chan in there.
Ooh.
Yeah, very tough. And they got them in the first round.
Yeah. I think I've noticed some of the Vegas following you over from the Discord, from the Vegas Discord. I've seen a few of them in the chat.
So Penguin, if you move down, we'll go straight into this between Van Dyke Brown and Supan. And Supan, a bronze Ryu who has managed to make it into top 8. Should be interesting to see what type of Ryu they are against Van Dyke Brown's Balrog.
A lot more bronzes in top 8 this week as well. Gotten used to
There are, definitely, yeah.
seeing silvers, but it's nice to actually see some bronzes make their way up.
Yeah, I think that hopefully should put an end to the complaints that top 8 seems to be dominated by the same people, because we're seeing a lot of different names in top 8 now.
Those are only North American complaints. EU doesn't complain about that.
Yeah, EU is very diverse, fortunately. Maybe this week, not so much in the character diversity part.
That being said, if I see that argument again, I'm bringing this week's top 8 up as a counter example.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll go Van Dyke Brown versus Supan here. Balrog versus Ryu.
I mean, because not only is he not super or ultra bronze, he's just regular bronze.
Yeah, just a regular bronze, which is nice to see someone who seems to be fairly new to be coming into this, but who knows. Wake up DP from Supan. And remember, Van Dyke Brown will not have the benefit of waking up with any sort of invincible reversals here. So if Supan can get him knocked down, he will be in a fair bit of trouble against Ryu.
Oh no.
There we see another reckless DP. And yeah, not falling for those overheads.
Yeah, it's a very hard match with Balrog this if he can't get in.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, what was that? That mid-range DP. Might have been expecting a dash punch.
Yeah, slightly scrappy first round there, but we'll see if they both settle in. Yes. Van Dyke Brown happy to sit back, and Van Dyke Brown should be neutralizing these fireballs fairly easy. Rog is a character who can get in quite well against someone who likes to throw fireballs.
Tattoos really need to stop as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that habit comes from a lot of the time.
He's trying to get a read on dash punch, but does Tattoo beat dash punch? I'm not even sure. I wouldn't think so.
I wouldn't be able to say actually, but I highly doubt it.
No, and Van Dyke.
The only time that raw heavy Tatsu is a good option is on their wake up actually, because it does go over crouch, and it hits them if they try to tech. But Van Dyke Brown will take this match rather fairly easily actually, fairly convincing from Van Dyke Brown. Fairly scrappy, I think. Hopefully Supan can clean up his play a little bit. There was a few reckless things that did get him punished.
Just the best advice is just stop doing that for a start.
Yeah, definitely.
Random DPs that are nowhere near hitting the full screen tattoos.
Yeah, and another reckless DP there. Yeah. Really neat, and again DPs, falling in love with those DPs as we're getting a good glimpse of what his style is. Again, another DP. Wow. He's just really just throwing DPs just for fun.
I'm done.
I'm sure if he's trying at this point.
I'm not doing it. I'm not. You commentate this game.
Van Dyke Brown. Van Dyke Brown he's jumping over these fireballs a lot. He has the means to get across on the ground here. And again, another DP, thankfully punished by Van Dyke Brown, who has learned his lesson here. Should be learning to sit back and just cross cancel these now, if he's at all smart. And Supan here sitting on full super, uses one of those bars. Uses one of those bars to get that EX fireball off. And again, Van Dyke Brown should use that. He should use that V skill a bit more for those fireballs, I think, instead of jumping in like that. because a lot of rogs I've seen have neutralized any of my fireball characters with a good ground game.
No.
And goes straight from the V trigger into the DP into the
break,
super.
Won't get anything from it.
Yeah, thankfully it is safe. Shout out to whoever decided to make Ryu's V trigger super safe, but Van Dyke Brown is too wise, too smart to fall for these tricks.
It's over. We're all free now.
So that'll be our first Balrog maybe ever. I'm not sure. Definitely our first Balrog in a while to make it through at this point in this round.
Yeah, I definitely need to go back and check who Shupan played in the previous rounds. He played Old Man Grump. What's your excuse, Old Man Grump? How did you get beat? Because I've played Old Man Grump and he's alright.
I think Old Man Grump would have fallen for those same things, the DPs, the tattoos.
It is the classic bronze Ryu player though, to be honest, and it does work to a degree.
Yeah.
If you're not expecting, especially in a best of 3, you can very easily get caught out by the randomness of that.
Yeah. Chili 501 has the right idea. Raw tattoos are a bad idea. The only time they're a decent idea is on the opponent's wake up, because like I said, if they tech they get hit, and if they crouch it whiffs. So
yeah,
that's the only time. So we will be up through. We'll be still going through losers. We'll be Senza and Van Dyke Brown going through again. But Old Man Grump says he doesn't know any combos. That's his excuse here.
Get in the lab right now. Stop watching the stream. Go to the lab.
No, don't stop watching the stream.
No,
keep watching the stream, and then
I should never tell people to stop watching. Go tell your friends. Actually, we need more people watching.
Especially if you play Ryu or if you main Ryu, you should be watching this top 8 at least, because there are a good few Ryus in this.
Yeah, and go
in this
watch
stream.
that last game as an example of what not to do with Ryu.
Yeah. I think Van Dyke Brown is in the chat. It says GG's, a bit less tattoos and block a bit more.
Yeah.
I'd say a bit less DPs as well, actually. But Senza up next. Apologies for the wait. I will move back into the back of the lobby, and Senza will go against Van Dyke Brown. Van Dyke Brown with 2 matches in a row. No breaks here. No breaks in losers brackets.
I always like that. I like having 2 matches in a row because I'm warmed up then for my next match.
I think who was it a few weeks ago? RXP, who had to fight a lot of matches in a row.
Yeah, I think his was like 3 straight games. It might have been.
Yeah, and a lot of those were first to 3s, and they took it from 2-0 to 3-2. So it does take some endurance once you're in this part of the bracket, because you should be expecting to play fairly regularly here. But we'll see if going for the Halloween costume here. Nice pick from Senza. The blue samurai against the green boxer. And we'll see if because Senza's a very solid Ryu, actually, a lot more fundamental and safe than the last 2 Ryus we've seen so far in this stream. And we'll see if Van Dyke can handle the patience. So it'll be interesting to see if he can adapt to this change in 2 very different Ryus. Both going for the neutral jumps straight from the get-go.
A lot of jumping to start the game off.
Yeah, this is a lot of jumping to go off, and that's, I think we've seen 7 jumps in about 3 seconds here.
And another one. And another one. That one gets
Thankfully, Senza is using his AA jab, yeah. And if Senza's wise, he'll be watching out. If Senza's wise, he'll be watching to DP some of those jump-ins. Nice idea from Van Dyke Brown. Does catch the extended hurt box of Senza's jump attempt.
Yeah, but pretty godlike anti-air. So really should be looking to shut that down. Ooh,
he's not punishing those stomps. Those stomps are not safe from Balrog. He tried to punish it with the sweep, though that's not quick enough to get out as a punish. Goes for the target combo here. Could have gone for a follow-up after that V-trigger, but decided not to. Does get thrown after his offense attempt. So we
He
can
was
see
going for a shimmy there because he didn't really do anything. He just walked up.
yeah, definitely. I think he might have thrown something, but I'm not sure. But Senza definitely more patient. He is sitting on 4 meter here. I think he'd be quite wise to use it near the start of the round so he can build it up again. But he's happy to sit on it. And his V trigger is slowly building. He does have that V trigger and full super now, so he does have access to a lot of damage here. But he's not sure if his meter awareness is quite on point here. I'm not sure if he's realised. I think he should have realised by now. I think he's waiting for something. And there we go. He's using the super there, and that should bring them almost even on life.
Still has got V trigger though.
Yeah, Senza is trying his best to bait out any charge punches with the neutral jumps, but they're not working out for him. Especially against a particularly smart Balrog.
Technically, he is baiting them out. He's just getting hit by them.
Yeah, definitely. I think a smart Balrog can wait for neutral jump and then punish you on your way down.
Yeah.
Unless you have a particularly long attack afterwards. But Van Dyke Brown takes it quite handily, actually. Not too many fireballs from Senza, not too much of trying to keep Van Dyke Brown out. Would like to see a bit more of that, actually. He keeps trying to contest him up close, and it's not really quite working for him. Doesn't get a full combo off from that TP combo, but he's got a healthy life lead here, and he does get the stun just off of this. That was a nice sequence of offense there. Doesn't need to use the meter there, but uses it anyway.
Could have gone for something else.
Yeah.
Gets the trade down around.
So he will start the next round with no EX bars, very close to gaining one though, and we should see more patience from Senza after that round. And
the low dash.
We're seeing a lot of jumps again.
Ooh.
I think he tried to do something in response to that. He might have,
yeah, catch him as he was throwing the EX fireball.
I think he might have tried to DP on reaction, but maybe it came out as a fireball. I'm giving the benefit of the doubt here, but that was going to DP combo.
DP a dash punch on reaction, I'd be very, very impressed.
Yeah, that would be fairly godlike, but he's throwing these EX fireballs that you can't armor through because they are 2 hits. And gets caught with the short normal, and his meaty being blocked. Van Dyke Brown being patient here with his defense, but he can't afford to take really any hits because he's on such low life, and they're both poking each other out now. Van Dyke Brown being very careful. If he does get a good sequence going, then that could be the round for Senza, but does get it with the fireball. Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure what those buttons are hoping to catch, but all he caught was some fireballs from full screen, and that would be Senza who brings it back to 1-1, which is nicely done from Senza.
Round 1.
And this will be the deciding game rather, between Senza and Van Dyke Brown in this losers bracket. Loser of this will be knocked out.
Could have gone for the title, he could have gone for a lot of different things there. The crouch medium punch and then dropped it.
Yeah, and again, we're not seeing many anti-airs from Van Dyke Brown. Senza being able to jump in at will, basically. No hit confirming off that DP. No punish, that would have been crucial.
Time to know that the solar plexus did not hit it.
Yeah. That crush counter would have been extremely helpful for the Van Dyke Brown, but does get the meaty against Van Dyke Brown and finishes off that round fairly convincingly, actually.
Yeah, I think Van Dyke Brown's got to realise there that Senza's almost 100% of the time checking his wake up with the solar plexus.
Yeah. I think he does need to start blocking on wake up a bit more because he is getting caught by meaties. We should expect to see a fireball or two at this distance, but Senza opting to dash in straight away. He's not hit confirming that combo again. He did actually go for the wrong DP as well for some reason. But Van Dyke Brown going for the low dash punch, and that's a nice super from Senza, and that would take him on the verge of taking this entire set. And just a sequence of attack would bring Van Dyke Brown the life to 0.
Doesn't do anything on wake up that time, just backs off. Commanding life lead though, so no need to push it.
He tried to go for the overhead here, but he doesn't quite work. But he does get the Does better the dash punch anyway with the neutral jump. That's well done from Senza. And that would be the Balrog, the only Balrog that we may have only seen in any of these top 8s does get knocked out. And once again, the Ryu army continues.
Yeah.
Ryu top 8. They will have to knock each other out eventually, but for now, Van Dyke Brown does get knocked out. So we'll go to both. Yeah, Senza's. I think Van Dyke Brown said in the chat, Senza does have a very difficult style to deal with. It's good all round actually.
Yeah.
And he's pretty good on the offense, and he's quite on point with his meaty. So you do have to watch out for that. I think all you needed to do is just to block a bit more on your wake up. And yeah, Penguin again. I think people are saying your mic's too low again. I'm not sure if you can turn it up somehow.
I don't know what's causing it. It's on max.
Yeah, it's been fine in previous weeks actually.
Is it fine on Discord?
Yeah, it's fine here. I can hear you completely fine. So, while Penguin sorts that out, we will look into the losers bracket to go as Senza moves into losers round 6. The winner of Hero to Zero and Le Purge will be facing off against them, and we will be going. This will be a guy against another Ryu. So for all you Ryu players, I hope you're enjoying this at least, because you're going to see a lot of him from now on. But we do have a Guile here, and La Purge, we've seen a very unconventional reckless style from La Purge. So it'll be interesting if Hero to Zero can match that with some solid fundamentals and some solid patience as well. So once Penguin allows everyone to move to the top of the lobby, then we'll be right on the way in this losers bracket between Hero to Zero and Le Purge. This will be offense against defense, I think.
Will it? Because we didn't see much defense from Hero to Zero in the last game.
That is true, but I think against someone like Le Purge, I think you have to be a bit more patient.
What we saw was rush down Guile.
But he did have some good footsies that we saw against Quan. So it'd be interesting to see if he can utilize some zoning from Guile, because I think Le Purge won't be holding back in his offense, and I think we'll be seeing a lot of jumps. So it should be interesting to see how many flash gates he can get caught by.
Yeah, I feel like this tournament in particular has had a lot more jumping than most tournaments. We do see it, but this one in particular. Just taking a while to load up there, guys, but there we go.
So we are on the way here between Hero to Zero and Le Purge. A slight wait in character select, but they will be both going for their chosen main characters. This will be Blue v Red, with Hero to Zero's Guile in the blue, and we will see Le Purge's Ryu in the red. Here we are, Guile stage, the Air Force base, and here we go. And as we've seen here, a lot of his jumping attempts being flash kicked here, and Hero to Zero doing a decent job of keeping him out so far. The raw sweep, but followed by a DP. Once I said again, he's a very unconventional style, and he will throw. If he can throw those DPs, then he will.
Yeah.
So if Hero to Zero gets caught by those, he'll need to be a bit more patient in his offense, in his counter attacking.
Bit of a stare
and
going on there.
If Hero to Zero can stay patient under this, under a lot of these random DPs, then I think he'll have a lot more success than Le Purge's last opponents in this tournament.
Ooh,
and
wow,
again, the raw Tatsu, and he just chose the exact wrong option there. He chose to do a boom under that Tatsu.
Just finishes it with the target
and
combo.
He pays dearly for that, as Le Purge follows up with the target combo. to finish off the round there. We'll see if Hero to Zero can adapt, and we can expect a lot of these jump-ins, and as we can predict, does get flash kick, does make good use of that V skill to protect himself from the jump-in as well, and walks slowly behind his boom. We can expect some more jump-ins from Le Purge and another flash kick. If he can just sort of sit back and let him keep jumping, he could probably win this match through his flash kicks alone. Guile should win the zoning match here, the Fireball war here. And he is pushing forward here with some offhits from his Guile. And he's being very smart in when to actually go forward and when to actually stay back and throw fireballs. And that sweep, raw unsafe sweep, does get punished accordingly. And if he does get a little bit more damage here, he can finish off the match. And he does. I think Le Purge was expecting a throw from Hero to Zero, and does get counter hit. So another raw sweep here, doesn't get fully punished from Hero to Zero. He does need to watch for those.
Wow.
And a parry into crouching heavy straight into the super does somehow manage to pull that off. And Hero to Zero does need to watch his blocking a lot more, and needs to be careful not to go on autopilot, because Le Purge will punish those with the occasional DP or super. And another raw sweep doesn't get punished, and Hero to Zero with an extremely late sweep punish here. And that's the second time he's had his boom parried. He really needs to watch out for that.
Oh,
and again, that's the third time his boom has been parried. He really needs to watch out for that parry after the boom, and try and stop being so predictable and walking up after those booms. So that will be the first game for Le Purge, and we'll see if Hero to Zero can adapt to these, like I said, the reckless play, the raw sweeps, the DPs, the supers. If he can just stay back and block those, he's got easy cross counters all day. He's got easy flash kicks if he keeps jumping in. And again, a raw DP out of pretty much nowhere. And the one thing that Le Purge isn't doing is anti-airing, so I can see some opportunities there if Hero to Zero can find the opportunity. And he's being a bit more patient here, Hero to Zero. Is getting these sweep punishes off just about. And if he can stop Le Purge from jumping, that'll be half the battle won. But it seems that Le Purge is being allowed to jump in, but so is Hero to Zero. He does get that jump in combo, and he does wisely stay back. He was anticipating the DP, which Le Purge chose not to do in a moment of desperation. And Hero to Zero does get a nice EX DP to beat Le Purge in that slight fireball engagement. So Hero to Zero, I think he's going to be happy to stay back here and just win the fireball war. But he's actually not. He's actually going to jump in and try and get some damage in from Le Purge, who doesn't seem to have any anti-airs. And I was expecting a flash kick there. Would have liked to see a flash kick against those anti-airs. But Le Purge spending some meter to make some headways into Hero to Zero's Guile. And if Le Purge does start jumping, he needs to be careful with his flash kicks. If Hero to Zero can get some air throws as well, he is getting some air-to-air punishes on.
Might have been an anti-air with heavy kick there, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, it's you can see him walking off those booms again. I thought he would have been a bit more patient, had the opportunity to finish the round there from these lights, and he might pay dearly for it. Does wisely take the throw, and just about wins it with the EX Fireball, and a split second between his EX Fireball.
Did they both EX?